In government, a lot of things sometimes don't go right. And I have to tell you, when everything comes together, and I say this before, when everyone's rowing in the same direction, all different agencies for one good outcome, that I can stand here today and say we have that outcome. And I wasn't sure where this outcome was going because for 8 months we were in legal battles, the legal services of New York, Jim Milstein and his team, Malinka, everyone that was involved, our attorneys, DCYF, Sia Gugas in my office, Maura Manning and her staff, the 2 caseworkers that are here, all trying one common goal, to reunite Maria with her mother. And believe it or not, it's been going on for 8 months. And it breaks my heart. People are human beings at the end of the day. And that's all that matters. Uniting a daughter with her mother, and that's what we're going to talk about today. As I was saying earlier, this all started back in March when Maria's mother walked into a supermarket and got picked up for shoplifting. The Rotterdam police called ICE, and they took her. And that's where the journey started for the mother and for Maria. They had an Albany address, so she came into our county, our care, through DCYF. I want to thank our family court judge, I don't even know if I can say her name, to everyone who dug in and fought, and especially Jim Milstein and his team, for making sure that this outcome today stands and everyone that was involved, because there was a lot of people involved with this, and a lot of people I'm going to not be able to name, but I want to personally say thank you. Thank you, especially as a father, as a grandfather, to say thank you for this outcome. This is what government's about. Unfortunately, the mom came here with her with a CB1 under the program and came here legally. She stayed past the legal date. So it's not like she came in through the border. It's not like she came in here illegally. She came here legally. So I want to make that clear. You see that happen a lot. Always happened in the past. Someone comes here on a work visa, a student visa. They don't up it. They're supposed to leave. They know they're here. They know who they are. They know what they're doing. They know why they're here. And it should be an easy way to extend. But that's a whole other argument, and I'm not going to get into that right now. The mother tried to fight it and tried to get here and stay here, but she failed in court. And then she made the decision after the failing, and we talked to her with our legal team to continue the fight on. She didn't. She wanted to go back to Colombia. She wanted to go back with her daughter, and she just wanted to end all this and get back home. ICE policy, and I want to stress this, their policy is if parents are detained, the parents' directive policy, and it's under ICE policy, they stay with the children. We did argue that with ICE, and we did not prevail. It didn't happen. Her immigration attorney told her that ICE said the only way to reunite the mother and child was to have ICE process Maria into a youth shelter. They couldn't answer us what was going to happen next. With the youth shelter, was she going to reunite with the mother? Was she going to get out of the country when the mother left? And none of them went unanswered. We had to repeatedly ask ICE to allow the child to be deported with her mother. We worked with Congressman Paul Tonko's office to help us out on this issue, Senator Schumer's office. We reached out to the governor's office. We were using every means that we could to have a good, happy ending. ICE said no. What changed and changed the needle on the narrative is when I did an interview with YNN. And when they saw that, the ICE director called us and said, hey, we saw your story. We're not a little happy with some of the things you said, but we're willing to help. Oh, now you're willing to help. And I shouldn't have had to go there. And I was careful with the words I said because I say this all the time. My words have consequences, not on me. Again, not on me. But on people I represent or something I'm trying to do. And if I say the wrong thing, offend the wrong person, this outcome might not be the same right now. I don't know, but I've been around long enough in this business to realize, yeah, and everyone goes, where do you get the wisdom? No, I made them mistakes. I went after people and I called out people. And again, it didn't hurt me. It hurt people we were trying to help. And I didn't want to do that. And they changed their tune to a degree. But I do want to thank all the attorneys involved. Sia, we worked with Colombia. We worked with their government, the consulate in New York City. And then we got her passport, which was huge because we were afraid if we turned her over without a passport, was she going to be able to get out of the country? And there is no guarantees. And I'll just say this. We've seen what's happened, and we didn't want to be that statistic. We wanted to make sure this had a happy outcome. And with the Prisoners Legal Services of New York, Jim and his team and everyone else, we have this outcome, and I can stand here. And when people say, you know, you think about this, eight months without her mom, it was hard to establish communication. We wanted to have a Spanish-speaking foster mother and father, but we couldn't. And, you know, she got into a home that the foster parents took good care of her. Not the ideal situation for someone that speaks Spanish. And trying to connect her with her mom. It's been hard. It's been hard. And we've done the best we can and finally started doing FaceTime. And we started to get her, you know, so her mom could see her. Imagine being a mother or being a parent and not being able to talk, not even see your child and hug your child, but not see your child. It breaks my heart as a father. But I'll say this, you know, I signed up for the military, still in. My last deployment, I left my family for 19 months. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, but I knew what I signed up for. So when I was in Iraq, I knew everything I did. But it's hard when you're separated from your loved ones and you barely get a phone conversation. And so I understand what that mother's going through. I really do. And that's where my passion got even more into this, saying this is not right. Play politics. Don't play politics with people. We all need to stop it on all sides of the aisle, because this is who pays the price right here. This is who's paying the price. The mother, who decided not to fight it after a while, ended up being deported September 23rd back to Colombia. We tried to make that date work, and that didn't happen without guarantees. I do want to say, on October 15th, the county received the child's passport to allow her safely to return home to her mom in Colombia. And again, it took the consulate of Colombia, immigration attorney, Holinka, DCYOF, her mother, everyone involved, and I can't thank you enough. ICE did say they would take her, and they go to Colombia, I think, stand once a week, twice a week, I think they say they go there, and they would fly her over. But we couldn't get the details. And unfortunately, what we've dealt with, and you see the narrative across the country, nobody wanted that outcome of saying, hey, we got her there, but we were no guarantee. Was she going to fly out next week? Is she going to fly out 3 months from here? Is she going to end up in the detention center? And I'm not knocking them, because after the interview I did, they were they did a 180 and they worked with us. But we wanted guarantees. So the best course of action, after working with the mom, working with all the attorneys, working with the Colombia government, the 2 caseworkers that have dealt with her are going to be flying and on the journey back to Colombia to reunite her with her mother, and that's what this is all about. So I want to say thank you to them. Unfortunately, now we have a blueprint for the future, how to deal with this issue if it arises again. And I hope it doesn't. But if it does, at least now we know what we need to do to have this outcome. We all worked together, left the egos at the door for the outcome of a 4-year-old to get reunited with her mom after 8 months. And to the Colombia government, I can't thank enough, who worked with us, that bent over backwards to make sure this happened too. I can't thank them enough, and to everybody involved, thank you.
Te amo. Tan linda, mi reina. I love you.